All right, welcome to Blunt Thoughts, the podcast. I am Derek, and we have a special guest, Bozz.
It's good.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How you doing?
If you don't know, we got a lot of history. We made a lot of music together, some hard shit. High school.
I'm coming down from my high, so baby slide through. She been fucking with me since I went to high school. Shawty drown cause my drip just like a typhoon. But she ducking from me, shawty, I can't find you. I'm coming down from my high, so baby slide through. She been fucking with me since I went to high school. Shawty drown.
What's the other one? Try Love.
Tried to love and that shit was slow, and then tried the drugs and I lost control, and I felt the love, threw it in the hole. Well, that was once my soul, but then you tore it all. Try love, try love, try love, try love. Don't give up on us. Try love.
What's the one we didn't drop? Runaway. The one that the person stole and had it on his YouTube page.
Shit.
But yeah, we got enough music to have a tape, but like we connected on the music side very well, and
Wave.
yeah, the music,
Wave.
Wave. And like I don't know, we just from there developed the friendship, and the rest is history. So man, thanks for being a guest on the show. You know what I mean? So just a quick couple questions going to interview you. You know what I mean? What made you want to start like doing music? Lil Wayne. Elaborate on that.
I made music.
Really? Okay, what was your first song?
It was called Sad.
Sad?
Yeah.
Okay.
I made it on my phone with some earbuds.
Earbuds, okay. What's the most hardest song you made in your opinion so far?
It's an unreleased song called Forever.
Forever?
And it's the best song I've ever made.
Really? Why is it unreleased?
Because I just made it.
Do you got any like albums, EPs, tapes, or anything coming out soon?
Forever
coming out?
Yeah.
On Halloween? Wow. That's exclusive. Halloween Forever. That's on camera, so no, like, oh, we're not dropping it that day. You gotta commit to that.
3. There's no E in it. It's a 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy. So like, when you do music, how do you decide like what style you want to pursue? Because you are very versatile. You can do the goth, you can do the trap. You know what I mean? You sing. So like, what do you like decipher what mode you want to go in when you do music, or like a tape?
I get as high as my body can possibly handle.
Okay.
I listen to a beat and I rap.
Rap.
That's it.
It's as simple as that.
There's to it.
Now I know this ain't Sway in the morning, but could you give us a 16?
Yeah, I'll give you 16 right now.
Got a shirt on. That bitch got stripes on it.
Yeah.
That's all I got right now.
Hey, he said I gotta pay him if you want to rap. So, but
a
bar. But yeah. So Halloween, you dropping what's it called again? An album Forever.
And the deluxe version will be out on New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. Now, don't you think that's a little long to wait on the deluxe Halloween and New Year's?
Nope, because the deluxe one's gonna have the party songs.
But like, what if you're in a whole different like vibe? That's a lot of months from now.
It's already ready.
It's already ready? Okay. Wow. So like, what's your ultimate goal with this like music thing? Where do you see yourself in the next 2 to 3 years? Like, what's your long-term goals with this?
I wanna get really famous and then run for president. Hopefully drop an album. A presidential candidate.
Okay. That's history right there.
I'm trying to legalize MDMA.
Okay.
I'm trying to legalize LSD.
Okay. So you would suggest LSD to the people watching this?
I would say feed it to your cat. Stepmom.
Hey, this dude is crazy. Wow. So you want to become president and drop an album as president?
And legalize LSD, MDMA.
Democrat or Republican doing that?
I'll make my own category called Pegasus.
Pegasus? Okay. I like that. Wow. So like, how would you describe yourself? Like because everyone knows like when you do music, you have like, it's kind of like WWE. So it's like you just can't be. You're the Undertaker. Okay, because you got to have your character. You
like
just can't.
I'm like the Undertaker and Jeff Hardy
mix together.
Form together with like Rey Mysterio.
Okay. Yeah, and then like to explain that analogy, you just can't be like working at McDonald's, a normal person, and then put music out. You gotta have the character with it. You know what I mean? The people why a lot of these guys get over is because they have, like, for example, K Suave is not just, hey, I work at Walmart and then I'm K Suave. Is like, no, Thought Slayer. So it's like the whole character war. You know what I mean? You can't just do it and then be normal. You gotta. It comes with the whole package. So like people do music and they just. Yeah, you definitely got the character down pat. You know what I mean, and that's important when you're doing music. That's a little gem for people who just think, just because you're hard that you're gonna make it. No, you got to have the image too. You know what I mean? Do you sell? These motherfuckers in the record labels looking at you like, he's hard, but can he sell? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. 6ix9ine, rap, this and that, but he can sell. You know what I mean? Like, and if you, so it's like it's marketability, and if you got that.
I'm a 5th member of Green Day.
See? Yeah, that's crazy. So, like, what do you think? Who's the best rapper in the game right now?
Lil Wayne.
I mean, take the OGs out of it. And new wave rappers, who's the best in the game right now? Like, who do you look at as the number one right now?
Lil Uzi Vert.
Lil Uzi Vert. Really? Over Juice WRLD?
Well, you mean dead or alive?
Okay.
Because if you say alive, I'm going to probably say either XXX or Pete.
Yeah. So, alive, you would say Uzi Vert?
Or Young Bands.
Young Bands, okay. I like D Savage, honestly. Yeah. And then Travis Scott, even though he's more mainstream, you got to give him. Yeah, he's definitely in that lane. But Uzi Vert, it was just his birthday yesterday, I think. Yeah, so it's funny you said that. Yeah. But that's the go. What's the best Uzi song?
Best Uzi song?
Yeah.
Paradise.
Paradise?
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes is over.
Whew. So yeah, we need to definitely get in the studio and work on that tape for sure. Yeah. Like I said, we have a lot of stuff that we did already, but it's time to really lock ourselves in the studio. Like, I've been focusing on this, but I've still been sneaking and geeking in the studio. You know what I mean? I will be making my musical return soon, but we definitely need to lock in because every time we make music, it's something crazy. So I just want to thank you for coming on the show. You know what I mean? You can bring the gang on here. I know y'all pulled up and all that. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Yeah, man, you already know.
Go ahead, tell them y'all information, social media, shout out.
My name is Donald Lester. You can follow me at DLester20 on Instagram, Snapchat. It's exclusive.
Yeah, you know, Lavender Side here too. You know, I make music. You can follow me at Jasiah, JASIAH with 2 H's _.
This song about to play right about now.
I know I'm coming alive. I know you're feeling the vibe. The feeling is right. The shit that we feeling tonight. The villain is feelings we hide. Sun go down, shawty finna come around. Not right now, shawty can't pipe down. Can't show love for the skin right now. Shit too much in my head right now. Like I'm dead right now, misled right now. Hear my sound and we been so down, but we get so up when the sun goes down. 3 gram blunt, you know that's love, yeah.
Welcome back to Blunt Thoughts, the podcast. I am Derek Williams. Shout out to Bozz and the gang for pulling up. You know what I mean? Just great energy all around. But we have to shift gears a little bit and we have to, you know what I mean, talk about this. We got to revisit the coronavirus a little bit. So as you know, that a doctor came out and pretty much said that hydroxychloroquine is the cure for COVID-19 and that people do not have to die.
This morning, one of the doctors featured in a now banned viral video about the coronavirus is speaking out.
Of course they think I'm dangerous because I'm speaking truth.
Dr. Stella Emanuel was part of a video Monday that featured a group of doctors claiming without evidence that there's a cure for COVID-19.
Now, we're going to break this down. First, Trump was months ago came out and said that he was taking hydroxychloroquine and he recommends it for the world, and they ate him up about it.
Hydroxychloroquine? I'm taking it, hydroxychloroquine. Right now, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I started taking it because I think it's good. I've heard a lot of good stories.
But that we'll get back to that. So with that being said, all the news outlets took the clips of that video And what they did was they found her old videos where she was talking about like spirits and more spiritual stuff and the astral plane and stuff like that. And they played that video first to kind of like make the narrative seem like she was crazy and she just didn't know what she was talking about. And then they played the clip where she was talking about hydroxychloroquine being the cure.
Dr. Emanuel has also drawn criticism for pushing unusual conspiracy theories and for her beliefs about demon spirits and disease.
It's off the beaten path to say that demons are sleeping with you overnight.
But demons are sleeping with people.
Are they?
Yes! Demons exist.
So what they were trying to do was kind of debunk her statement by making her seem like she was crazy. Now Trump retweeted the claim about the hydroxychloroquine, and Twitter and all the little social media outlets banned the video, and they call that disinformation or whatever it is.
The president retweeted the video, which was eventually taken down by Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube for violating misinformation policies.
And just also recently, Twitter just came out and said that they're banning all QAnons and no QAnon material, but they let everything else. You can let the pedophilia people run wild. You can post naked pictures on Twitter. You can be KKK on Twitter. You know what I mean? You can be Antifa on Twitter. But if you're QAnon exposing what's really going on, you're done. So, but that just lets you know that the mainstream outlets is in on the whole thing because they're controlled by these same people. So they banned the video and they demonized her, made her seem like she was crazy. And they're like, well, it's not proven. Well, okay, here's the thing. The reason why they don't want us taking hydroxychloroquine is because they can't profit from it. If we can take hydroxychloroquine, there would be no need for a vaccine. There would be no need for a mask. There would be no need for a shutdown. Any of this stuff that's going on right now that the government has controlling us, you know what I mean? Like it's like I said, you have Democrat, Republican, you have, you know what I mean, different religions that divide us. You have class that divides us. And now in 2020, guess what else that divides us? Mask or no mask. Because now you got people who believe that they're being forced to wear a mask. You got people who believe that if you're not wearing a mask, you're being disingenuous to the people. You know what I mean? It's a whole disconnect the whole way around. So it's like, that's just something else that's dividing us, and it's just causing chaos all around. And they, like I said, if we knew that hydroxychloroquine was the answer and that doctors could take it, there would be no need for a vaccine. Also, a point that she made in one of her other videos where she doubled down on her hydroxychloroquine statements, she said, for example, someone like Dr. Anthony Fauci, keyword doctor, when was the last time he seen a patient? That's a good question. Let me say that again. Dr. Anthony Fauci, when was the last time he seen an actual patient? Like stethoscope to the heart. You know what I mean? Blood pressure. Like that's what a doctor is. So, and it just got me thinking, like, she's actually in the field with patients. He's, Lord knows what he's doing. He's not no doctor. I don't know no clients of his. Is he a scientist? A doctor? I don't know. A medical expert? Like what really is he? So it's like he's not seeing actual patients. He doesn't. So why are we listening to him? Why aren't we listening to the doctor that's actually has patients that's telling us that hydroxychloroquine is the answer? And then now everyone wants to ban it and we can't take it as coronavirus treatment. Like, since when are they banning medicine? So like, what? And it's just a whole control campaign. And I said it once and I'll say it again. For those who do not plan on taking a vaccine, it's time to have a conversation and talk about what are we going to do when that time comes. Because if we're not allowed to be a part of society when those vaccines come, then it's like we're outcasts. Like what will they do with us? Will they kill us? Will they imprison us? What happens when we say no to the vaccine and they say, oh, well, you can't get into here, can't get into there, you can't work here, you can't do any of that? Like, what happens when we become outcast to society? Because I'm not taking a vaccine. I'll take hydroxychloroquine and die before I get the vaccine and live. That's facts. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know who has hands in that vaccine. we don't have a common cold vaccine. Well, we got a coronavirus one. We don't have a common cold vaccine. Like, there's like, why is it this time they're trying to make a vaccine? And then you got people like Bill Gates, who's also pro-vaccine. We need a vaccine.
And then during 2021, we should be able to manufacture a lot of vaccines. And that vaccine, key goal is to stop the transmission, to get the immunity levels up so that you get almost no infection going on whatsoever.
We can't go back in the sports world until we have a vaccine. Like, I don't like it one bit. And I told you guys about Bill Gates last week. The dude is deep state. He's wicked. So, but yeah, I just want y'all to understand that, like, when you watch the news and they demonize claims that are true, I want you to just understand that the people that we watch on these news outlets, man, it's just they fake, and they're here to give a narrative. And these other people who are out here that just pop up, you know what I mean? That's the real world, you know what I'm saying? So I'll take the real world over the news any day. So that's my take on that. Like I said, I would take hydroxychloroquine and die before I get one of their vaccines and live. And like, I stand on that. So here's another unreleased Bozz song. Here you go.
My heart's thinking, need you near me. Saw me going up, said you saw in love. Yeah, saw me going up, now you're so in love. Who said heartbreak lasts forever? I can't take it, but can't say never. Show my pain that I endeavored. Make love, this could last forever.
Welcome back to Blunt Thoughts, a podcast. I'm Derek, and it's been 5 months without basketball. I know sports isn't important in a large scale of things, but the fact that we lost it for so long, I appreciate the fact that it's back. And I'm going to talk about some basketball. Now, the NBA players are back. They're playing, and games count now. Now, this is a little bit different style of basketball. It's an AAU style of basketball as opposed to big crowds and that type of scenery. But with that being said, I think that we might see a different champion this year, because the type of basketball being played is about get a bucket. And for example, a team who would struggle on a road in the playoffs and not win, that doesn't matter anymore, because you're all at a neutral site. There's no fans, there's no home or away, there's no home court advantage. It's just about who can get a bucket. So there is no James Harden going into LA and choking in Game 7 because it's in LA and the pressure gets to him and the moment is too big because it's just in a confined basketball court, you know what I mean? And I think a team that is slept on with this style of basketball is the Dallas Mavericks. Now, you might say, well, what about the Lakers and what about the Clippers? Here's the thing. For one, Dallas is going to be together for the next 10 years, okay? Luka and Porzingis might be the most underrated, deadliest combos ever. And if they stay together for multiple years as they get older, they're going to win a lot of championships. And I think this year they have a very good chance of getting to the finals in this type of basketball, because it's about get a bucket. And let's be honest, Luka Doncic is probably when his career ends, he will be a top 5 scorer of all time. Like that's a fact. Like, he gets a bucket at will. And then we all know about Porzingis, 7'3", can shoot from Curry range. You know what I mean? He can do everything Giannis can do, plus he can shoot. You know, he's not as physically dominant as a Giannis, but the shooting is a big thing. You have to play D as soon as he crosses half court. So just that combination, and then you got Seth Curry. You have a lot of great role players around them, and I think they have something special to come. But I think this year, man, they're going to be a tough team to beat in this style of basketball, because nothing is stopping Luka from getting the bucket. He doesn't have to go to LA and play under pressure, and that factor is gone. And LeBron can get a bucket, but Luka can definitely get a bucket too, and Porzingis can get a bucket too. Again, he's 7'3", and can pull up from anywhere on the court, and Luka has the nastiest step back I've ever seen. And you can argue James Harden, but Luka is just quick with it. It's just like, wow. So my dark horse championship for the AAU style basketball is the Dallas Mavericks. And I wanted to put that on camera because I truly mean that. The playoffs start real soon and everyone's picking their teams. And I know a lot of you guys are going to go with the cliche Lakers or Rockets or Clippers. I'm going Dallas Mavericks because I believe in Luka and I believe in Porzingis. Luka Doncic is probably the best Caucasian to ever play basketball. And pretty soon he will be in that conversation for the best player ever to play basketball because there's no stopping this guy. Like the proof is in the pudding. Just watch this guy. We have not seen this before. So yeah, the Dallas Mavericks is my pick to win that championship. Like I said, I know sports isn't very important to a large scale of things, but us not having it for 5 months, I'm not taking it for granted. You know what I mean? It's a great escape from the world. You can take a break and just sit back and watch some hoop. And, you know, I'm going Dallas. So who are you choosing? Let me know. And I still stand by that Porzingis is better than Anthony Davis, Greek Freak, and any big man. Porzingis is the best big man in basketball. He is now, and he will be in the foreseeable future as long as he stays healthy. Period, point blank. So you can take that and run with it. This is Blunt Thoughts, the podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, share. If you want to be a guest, hit me. You have a topic you want me to talk about, let me know. And just all love. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.
We were best friends. I mean, I knew everything about this girl. I knew her favorite color. I knew her favorite food.